Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vault IGN, IGN's Fallout 4 podcast, except when we talk about Undertale. Let's talk about Undertale.
I love it so much. I finally got done playing it. Like, I played it in the span of a week.
Such a good game.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Undertale. Go play it if you haven't yet. Sean, you played Undertale?
Nope.
Why are you here?
That is a great question. I ask myself that all the time.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather be playing Fallout right now. I mean, because I beat Undertale, but I would like to go play Fallout.
When you're not playing Fallout, play Undertale. Yeah. Anyway, welcome to Vault, where we talk about Fallout most of the time. I'm your host, Jared Petty, alongside, to my left,
Sean Finnegan.
To his left,
Brendan Graber.
Across the table from Brendan Graber,
Miranda Sanchez.
Excellent. We are all here today. Let's start off with ye old first question. Guys, I might have written a very popular op-ed this week about how Fallout 4, maybe Bethesda shouldn't make any more of them because it was really, really good. And I was like, hey, go out on top, yay! And that was not an especially beloved position to take. But I think it does kind of running on the fun. Oh, well, thank you. That's very nice of you.
No,
you're one of
wrong.
5 who believes that.
You're wrong, you're dumb, and I hate it.
I heard a lot of that. Actually, a lot of people said some very nice things. But let's talk about this for a second. And, you know, not all Fallout games have been developed by Bethesda, for example. Of course, we have Obsidian with, Fallout New Vegas. And we go back into Days of Yore. We get some other. So, if somebody else were going to make a Fallout game, who should do it? Who could be a new developer? What can a new developer do with Fallout?
I think the obvious one everyone would want to see probably is a Telltale. Mm-hmm. I mean, they've done such a great job with the Borderlands, and I can see it being a very similar scenario, but you can take it so many different ways. And Fallout has been a lot about player choice, and Telltale knows how to do player choice really well.
Yeah, better than just about anybody, I think.
Yeah.
That interface is almost, the 4-decision interface with voice dialogue in this game is kind of reminiscent of Telltale's choice wheel anyway.
That said, it would be nice to actually go back to more of its roots, going back to like a top-down isometric, even having like Obsidian give it like, maybe like the Pillars of Eternity treatment.
Oh my.
And going back to like its RPG roots.
Okay, so you're talking about like a throwback Obsidian Fallout, different than New Vegas?
Oh yeah, different.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think those games work nowadays, though? I mean, look at a game like StarCraft Legacy of the Void, which is really, really good, but because it's an RTS and because it's top-down, like no one really... And it's because it's very dense and difficult. Like, no one's watching or playing that game, really.
I wonder about that, Sean. I think you raise a good point that
it's sold
now
well.
It's out of style. I agree. But then you think about, the popularity of isometric top-down MOBAs. I'm not necessarily sure that some of it's that we haven't tried in a while, maybe. Nobody's made a game like that with the exception of XCOM or something like Disgaea that's a little more granular and kind of on the fringes of mainstream gaming. So, yes, it would be a more difficult sell. I think you raise a good point there, but I also think that things do wheel around. There was a time, that 2D side-scrolling gaming was dead. Now that's healthy. There was a time that 3D exploratory platformers were kind of dead. Now those are coming back. You never know. It'll roll around again.
It is true. Culture is cyclical.
It is, but the question is now. Is now the time? What do you think?
I'd say give it some time.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if now's the time. I could be, like anyone, proven wrong in one fell swoop. I just think, despite... you'd have to kind of know that whatever a different developer did with Fallout, it would kind of fundamentally change what Fallout is, or at least what we've all kind of come to perceive it as.
Yeah.
I think Todd Howard and his team, I don't think anyone does what they do better than them, with the open world, the systemic sort of nature of the sandbox they design. And it's not even just Fallout, but, with Skyrim and with Oblivion before it, that's the same team. And you see the same sort of... gameplay mechanics at work in those games, and I just don't know that anyone else could execute that the way that they have in the same way and make it similar.
What about you, Miranda? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
To build on that thought, I think it would have to be someone who has a really strong RPG pedigree, but that also commands that AAA aesthetic and polish. So the only thing that comes to my mind immediately is BioWare.
Oh.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, hey, I'm really glad I went first then.
Good segue.
Get a new one.
Yeah, so they have, of course, a beautiful RPG. They know what they're doing at those. And something I really love about Fallout is the companions and the relationships you build, and who does that better than BioWare. Just look at Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Companions
Hot
all about
romance
that.
action.
Yeah, and plus I'm like, a little bit better romance maybe. That's fine.
I want a cuddle option, just like I don't need the clunky like Team America that animation. Just give me an option. Just go yo, you want to just chill on the couch and watch old war movies, pre-war stuff.
I'm a big. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, with BioWare, I do like relationship stuff, but it stops after a certain point. It's like, oh, you reached the maximum level. It's like, what if I just want to hang out? Can we just hang out together, romantically? Is that fine?
So we got that cuddle option there. Do you guys ever play the remake of A Boy and His Blob that was done for Wii?
No.
Okay, so this just run out and grab this. It's enough to know it's like this wonderfully hand drawn, lovingly rendered 2D platformer with a hug button. With no mechanical purpose. It's just whenever you're happy with the boss.
Both shoulder buttons?
Yeah,
that's how I would make it.
It's right there.
That's a good idea.
Right? That is really cute, actually. That would be good. But you just walk over and you just go and it makes him happy. And that's it. Aww. That's all it does. And you're like, oh, I love it. So, so we've heard BioWare. We've heard Telltale. Going back to our original theme from the beginning of the show, I say we give it to the one guy who made Undertale. Because he should make everything now.
I'm trying to imagine that now.
No, I mean, who knows?
Who's a one guy? Ooh, Ken Levine. I would love to see a Ken Levine Fallout game.
I wrote also Irrational Rip. Sad. It's very sad. That team, I think
you and me are just on the same page.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
we just got
totally.
this. So it wouldn't be obviously as open world, but I think you could have a more closed place we could still explore, a little bit more narrative driven as opposed to multiple side quests.
That's kind of what I was going to say. Is I think that's what Fallout is to me, is this open-ended adventure where the player creates the stories via the gameplay. And I don't know anyone else who could do it the way Bethesda does. But if you did have a BioWare do it, you could probably count on a much more cinematic, contained linear story, and one that is probably a little bit more poignant and moving and emotional than the one that we get in Fallout, which that's a trade-off there, right? But as me as being a movies guy, that's something I really like in games, is the storytelling and character work.
I always thought Fallout Tactics was a really neat idea, and I'd like to see the guys who made the XCOM remake for Axis come back, and also who made Civ 5 come around and give that kind of Fallout Tactics treatment, because they invented the mother base thing.
Yeah.
Go out, have the battle, come back in, manage, go out. And this Fallout is the first one that really has that kind of whole base mechanic. And that got me thinking, a Fallout Tactics game remade and done really well.
It could be the next step. I mean, you have your settlement building. Why not have from there, you build your settlement, you build your own forces, and you have your Minutemen who go out and do things. And you can manage that. That would be kind of cool.
If it was as a guide in, maybe, like a side story type thing.
It's with Maxis, they do, Sim style stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
now I'm
Axis,
just kind of taking it in all different directions. What if you committed to the top down angle and made it an RTS and you had Blizzard do it? Blizzard's great with lore and world building. You could really fill out the Fallout universe.
Could I spawn more Deathclaws?
Yeah, dude. Spawn more Deathclaws.
What about a CD Projekt Red Fallout 4? What would that be
I feel like that's very similar.
Yeah, it is.
That's why I would want a developer who doesn't really do open worlds to try, like Telltale or something like that, to have a more enclosed, like Sean was saying, a really enclosed experience. We've seen the Capital Wastelands and the Wastelands of the Commonwealth. I want to see something a little more you're only in this area and you're not constantly exploring.
Okay, last one, final word here. I get to do this because I'm host. Intelligent systems, because it would be funny. Even though that can never, ever happen in the entire world, I want it to happen because they always make me laugh. So we'll go from there. Moving
Mojang.
on. What's that?
Mojang.
Mojang. There we are. Open world. Ladies and gentlemen, next question for the studio audience. What are your favorite Fallout perks?
Mysterious Stranger.
Mysterious Stranger. Why do you like that one?
I love him so much. He just comes out of nowhere. And I love how your companions sometimes react. I'll be like, but he was just there. What? And it's just so satisfying for them to be a little bit mystified, like you are too. Because there was a time when we were on the rooftop of a building when I should not have been there. I was way under leveled. I think it was a sentry bot. It's the big ones, right?
Yeah.
I don't really come across them very much.
Yeah, the sentry bots are the big ones.
They're kind of rare. But yeah, I found him and I was just like, well, this is a bad time. And so just bats. I was like, maybe if I can hide in this corner, it'll be all right. And we had this weird angle thing going on, throwing some grenades and coming back, and throwing a grenade and shoot a little bit, and come back. It's like a little Finding Nemo thing, checking in the coral. And on one, it was about a third of the way. It took so much ammo. We're losing all this ammo. And then Mysterious Stranger came in and cleaned up. And I was just like,
That's
yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I want to go going back to the previous topic about new developers. Let's have a Rocksteady one where you play as the Mysterious Stranger and you're like Batman. You just jump out of buildings, shoot guys, and then rescue and then
I would like
disappear.
to see him do more. Like, what if you fell off the building, he just caught you? And
that'd be so
And then
cool.
roll
you're lockpicking, you break the lock, he just comes in, I got this.
Yeah, like you break your bobby
Amazing.
pin, but he's like, no, it's fine.
That would be fun, like a Mysterious Stranger mod where you're helping some other guy out. That would be really, really great.
That would be
And
really
the
funny.
music's just fun too. It's like a little chime in.
Oh, it's totally. It's a wonderful feature. So that's your favorite perk, Mysterious Stranger. Brennan.
This is a hard one because a lot of my ones I've chosen for my character kind of like just build up naturally, like stealth, whatever. But I do really like the two of them, I would say. The Mr. Sandman, because it's really, you don't get to use it a lot, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
But if you do find like a raider camp and you wait till they're all sleeping, it's kind of like really awesome to go like, okay, I'm just going to like recon here and see where they all go to sleep and then just creep in. And like the animation just like, you just like slit their throat. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then like a little jingle every time you do it and then no one hears it. And I went into like the Corvega assembly plant and there was a whole like barracks room and there was like 5 of them. I'm much like, yoink, yoink, yoink. I was just like, this is really awesome and really terrifying than be able to do this.
So not particularly useful, but wonderfully atmospheric. Is that kind of plays out? Yeah.
As far as useful to go, since my character is doing that, wait until night, it's really good to pick up the Creature of the Night, because then you get perception and intelligence during nighttime.
Yeah.
And then if you do the second point, you get night vision, just when sneaking, which is really cool.
So do you spend a lot of time resting?
Yes, I'm like a vampire.
Okay, I was wondering.
My
So,
vampire build.
Time and think down now. That is smart. I love that. Sean, what about you?
Mine's not a very sexy one. It's solar powered because
where's
you
that?
spend a lot of time outside, and I hate accumulating rads like radiation.
Okay.
And the only way to get rid of it, at least as far as I know, is to use Radaway.
You
Yeah.
can, you
And,
can
like-
eat the mutant hound chops.
Okay, cool. And
Or
seeing
go
a
to a
doctor
doctor.
does too,
Yeah,
right?
see a doctor.
But I spend so much time outside and not anywhere near like big cities. To have the sun just slowly drain it away, I find myself never having radiation poisoning.
Yeah, praise the sun.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. Like, it's very, very functional for someone who spends most of his time just exploring. I still haven't made it to Diamond City.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like level 20.
One day.
I'll get there
actually,
eventually.
you say you just made it to level 20 and you
Yeah.
haven't been to Diamond City?
Yeah.
Devin Holbrook writes, level 27 and still not to Diamond City yet.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So there we are. Also, for this question, we need to thank Adam Matthew Inc., who said, maybe on the next preferably fantastic episode of Alt IGN, do a segment on favorite perks and how to get them. Love the show.
Great question.
So thank you, Adam. By the way, McCready companion perk. I'm cheesy, so that's my favorite because it's broken.
What is it?
So
remember this one.
here's a fun bit. A user sent this to us a couple of weeks ago. The McCready companion perk in Fallout is broken. It's supposed to give you a 20% bonus to headshots when you max out your relationship with McCready, but it doesn't give you a 20% bonus. It gives you what I think somebody looked in the code and said is a 2,000% bonus.
Wow.
Which
Whoa.
means all headshots with McCready are 95%.
You're kind of like the Walking Dead TV show where I'm just like
Yeah.
headshot, headshot,
That's-
headshot.
So
A
from
really
then
funny
on, you can have a
developer-
guy like way off in the distance is like 1%, 95 for his head, and you just it does take the heart out of the game. I mean, after that, there are no challenges anymore.
No, but once you get really, really high level anyway,
Exactly.
you already reckon.
So I love it.
That's hilarious. Do you think like a developer was typing and was just like a little bit tired one day and put one or couple too many zeros on
Felt
there
it was a
Yes.
zero
in the
key.
code?
I
Yeah.
mean, I can't prove that. Like I said, I'm going on hearsay here. What I was told, but yeah, I think it's exactly what happened. Somebody, development. These guys work really long days for months
Oh,
and
yeah,
months.
yeah.
You get really tired. So hey, whoever it was at Bethesda who did that, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
We love you.
Definitely.
Keep up the good work.
Yes, keep exactly.
I'll be
Don't patch it
friendly
up,
with
please.
McCready soon.
Next question here for the live studio audience. Ladies and gentlemen, let's think about how Fallout tells stories for a second. Fallout has a big main story. It's got side stories, got all kinds of stories. As you're wandering around, do you find yourself more drawn to Fallout's narrative as dictated by the scriptwriters for the game, or do you find yourself more drawn into the ambient storytelling that's going on around you through the world and how you're interacting with it? Which of these really has more appeal for you and why? And I'm going to start with Brendan on this one.
Yeah, we were talking about this. I definitely think that nobody does ambient storytelling better than Bethesda.
Oh.
It's been really crazy to see over the years, like from Morrowind to Fallout and Oblivion and Skyrim and now Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, like the way they've progressed, like they realize that this is a game of open world and you want to entice people to go, oh, hey, what's in that cave? I better go look. And they find ways to reward you, not just because a quest tells you to go there, but because you're finding something out about that place that they normally wouldn't tell you unless you're looking for them. So if you go to a place and you might find a terminal and it might say like, cool data logs of what happened here, what happened before the bombs fell, what happened after the bombs fell. Is there a skeleton here? What's that skeleton doing there? Well, he has a knife and there's another skeleton with was in a corner. And like these things that you find, I just think that are so amazing that you don't need words. You don't need someone saying, oh, hey, we need to kill like 5 mole rats over here. Like, no, just like the first place when you go to, like the Red Rocket truck stop, you find a terminal and it says like, oh, hey, it's time for our annual like dumping of like the radioactive waste. Good thing there's a cave underneath here.
Yeah.
And you look and sure enough, there's a cave.
And you're like, woohoo!
Also down there is the award.
Yeah, and then there's the
that?
Trash Busters Award for cleanliness. You can find a fusion core. So that's your reward for exploration because you took the time and they make it worthwhile. Just like the things.
There's a fusion core in that cave?
Yeah, it's over by the.
must have missed it.
It's over by
Because
the.
I know which cave you're talking
So-
about.
You
Also-
weren't on IGN Wiki.
I was not.
So also to that point though, like you're not always rewarded for finding something too, and I think that's fair as well. Like I'll swim out to this boat way off, and there's like, oh, there's got to be something cool out there, right? Nope, it's just a boat. Like, that's totally fun.
That's
like,
cool enough for me.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't need to be constantly rewarded. Like you're not going to get rewarded for every little thing you do in life, and you're not going to get the same in game. Like I mean,
Also, if you continually were rewarded, it wouldn't make
wouldn't
when
make
you
anything
were
special.
rewarded a surprise.
yeah.
I also think they do a good job of being cruel to you in that sometimes and marvelously arbitrary. Have you guys been to the parking garage?
No,
no.
Like
we
IGN's
left.
parking garage?
No, the parking garage. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a story spoiler, but if you're concerned with parking garage spoilers, jump ahead a couple of minutes here. Here's your warning. The parking garage is outside one of the hospitals, and there's
West
just
Roxbury.
like 7. Yeah, West Roxbury. There are like 7 arrows pointing to the door at the bottom. And you go in, and it is this death trap maze that you make your way through. There's every conceivable way to kill you is set up in there. I don't want to spoil how many, but it is ridiculous. It's like walking through Legends of the Hidden Temple or something.
There's
You know,
like 3 floors of it too.
and
my God.
and it just gets worse and then higher up, and to a point that there's actually a literal door number 1, door number 2, no, door number 3 situation where
of
two
those
of the
doors
doors have horrible things that will kill you, and one of them is the way you need to go. But when you get to the top, there's these 2 cages with material inside them, and each one's got really cool treasure you can see through the cage. And there's these 2 red buttons. And yeah, depending on how you approach the situation, you can either get some really cool treasure or watch all your reward for going through this gauntlet of horrors burn away before your eyes. And you have quick save, so obviously there's but I love that. The fact that maybe you're going to get everything you deserve for this, or maybe you just have a really good story to tell afterward. I think that's a cool thing. What about going back to the original question? What about you, Miranda?
It's definitely the world. Like some of the script is kind of weird on the occasion, but I think I find myself making up a lot of things. Like whenever I'm traveling with Curie, like she'll say something about like a cool ship. I'm like, hey Curie, look at this cool thing. You're probably so excited. That's great. Like I know it's like maybe a little bit crazy, but it's also just nice to kind of imagine what people are saying around you too, like or how people would react. Like, oh, let's go visit this cool thing because I think Curie would like it and she'd be interested. Or let's not take Dance here because he's gonna be a jerk.
Are Curie and Felicia together now?
No.
No, I wondered.
Felicia is a single lady.
Oh, okay. She's
She's
single.
single
lady.
mama.
All single
All
ladies.
right.
She's trying to find the baby.
Yep. She's trying to find the baby. She's got stuff to do. All right.
There's definitely times where, like, I think they do a passable job at doing main quest, side quest narratives, but there are times where you
Sure.
feel like, as a role-playing game, you don't get to role-play enough. We talked about like the kind of the choices that are imposed upon you because you have that voice actor that you are the concerned parent looking for a child, and there's not really a way to say like, I kind of just want to go over here. So by avoiding those quests, and you can see people like Sean in Diamond City, level 20, it's really rewarding to just go like, you know what? I want to do my own thing and make my own quest.
Yeah.
I
absolutely.
really like the storyline in Covenant, though. That one's fun
Yeah.
and messed up.
There's some really good side quests.
Okay,
Yeah.
again, once everybody, time to cover your ears again. Ready? This one I'll only go about 60 to 90 seconds. If you're going to skip ahead. Everybody ready? Okay, spoiler warning. Starting now. Which Covenant did you hit first?
The fake one.
Okay, all right. I'm wondering about that. What about you?
I had True Covenant.
Okay, what about
Wow.
Not there yet.
you? Okay, I found True Covenant first too. So I will, when we get to the spoiler cast, we'll talk more about that. Okay, everybody,
So
it's
good.
safe to come out. Safe to come out. Sean, what about you?
I'm a little bit, my perspective's a little warped here, having not played a lot of the main story in Fallout 4, but I'm on your guys' side in that I think Bethesda's environmental storytelling is what makes the game unique.
Okay.
All of the discussion you see on places like IGN and Reddit and stuff evolve from personal experiences that are so tailored to the circumstances and character that you've created for yourself that it's not something that's really shared with other players. You know? They can go to the same places and interact with the same characters, but the way that happens is very unique to your sort of setup. And I think that's the strength of Fallout. As to whether or not I prefer that, I think it works. I like it just fine, but I do think I prefer, just from a preference standpoint. I mean, I guess that's implied by using the word prefer, but it is my preference to have a grand narrative told to me, like the way it is in Mass Effect. You know, that's just kind of, I don't know. I like that better.
It's
yeah.
what you like. That's okay. You don't have to justify what you like.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
a
what you
movies guy.
like. That's
I like
okay.
it because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miranda
And that's
and I
not
were
to
arguing
say-
about Halo 5 earlier. She likes it.
I like it
Yeah.
a lot. I think it does a lot of good things. But
Exactly.
I understand what's bad about it too.
Yeah, it's people have, and that you can like. I'm trying to think of the number of things that I cannot objectively qualify, and yet I still enjoy. There's just,
liking what I don't like.
I'm of two minds on that. I think anyone can like what they like, but if you can't tell me why you like
Right.
it, then I'm not obligated to listen to you. Like, let's just put it that way.
Yes. You articulated
We
what
put
I
that
said
on a
much more
t-shirt.
clearly.
Yeah.
The man is correct.
That's
Listen
how
to
I feel.
him. I agree with him.
As we always say on Anime Club, your favorite thing is probably someone's most hated thing. So
Yeah,
But
totally.
have a good
It's cool if you
justification
like
for it at
trash.
least. Do your best.
I didn't like Jessica Jones all that much. The internet seems to love it.
I haven't watched it yet. I don't have not a lot of appeal for me there on that one. Moving on to our next one. What would you like to take from another game and add to Fallout 4? And Miranda's going, ooh, me. So we're going to start with her.
So building from The Sims, I think Fallout 4 had a good base, but I don't like that you're limited to the ground to build, and that doesn't really make sense. Like, it's not like it takes time to build each thing, so it's not supposed to be like realistic. You're just placing a massive staircase somewhere. But I want to be able to step back and like see what I'm building. Sometimes I'll be working on I just have a painting, but I've made the room too small, so like getting the painting in the right spot is almost impossible because it's just of how like you picked it up or where it naturally spawns. So there's just some building tools that I think should be refined.
I like the Sims comparison. So you just have a much
just
more
like-
complete camera controls to where you can place absolutely
just
everything where you
easy.
want.
Like you can just move the walls down, just make it quick a little bit faster, and so that way construction doesn't feel so like tiresome. Sometimes.
That's really good. Sean, what about you?
Going back to the BioWare Mass Effect thing, I think the dialogue trees, like I would love more in-depth dialogue trees.
Okay.
Like, I think that, I don't know, I think the world is really fully realized in its way, in its environmental way, in its systemic way, but I think it could go a little bit deeper in terms of the characters, you know? Like, I want nothing more than to know everything about some of the people who are in my settlements, but you can't talk to, or you have to go a certain distance in the game before new dialogue options open up, and I just don't like that. Like, one of the cool things that was awesome about Mass Effect was that you could spend hours just talking to random people and getting like incredible backstories that would have no bearing on you or the story. They would just end up filling out your codex.
Enriching the world.
Yeah. I spent so much time reading about the world in Mass Effect through the codex and talking to the characters. I would love to do that in Fallout because it's a game that has that lore.
What about you, Brendan?
I was probably kind of bouncing off of Sean. So I took my inspiration from an actual earlier Bethesda title. I think Oblivion, to me, had some of the best, like, fully realized NPCs. Like the first time you go into the Imperial City in Oblivion and it's this huge sprawling city, and everybody in that city has a name, they have an occupation, they have a job, they have a timetable that they follow. Like they'll wake up in the morning, they'll go down, they'll have breakfast at their place, they'll go for a stroll in the garden, they'll go to their shop, and like you can watch them do these things.
Yeah.
And like I feel like some of that it kind of like got missed in this game where people are called settlers or refugee, and they'll go like, hey, and you can't really ask them, like to Sean's point, you can't really talk
Or
to
even a
them.
name.
You just sent me down a tangent. I'm sorry. I got an opportunity to watch to be at GDC to go to the postmort for Shenmue. The famous Sega kind of immersive environment 1980s mundane life simulator that was for the Dreamcast. A game I really like, but the creator was talking about when they were testing that they had the same kind of cycle. Every person in the little town had a life and a job and places they wanted to be and things they needed, and they all had a purpose and a distinct personality. But when they were testing that, the developers came in one morning on their PCs and they couldn't find the population of the town. Everyone had vanished.
Oh, jeez.
The whole town had disappeared, and they were searching, through the streets of the town, just trying to find all their population. And finally, they got to one convenience store, and the entire town was trapped inside the same convenience store. They had all decided to go to breakfast at once and pick up breakfast at the convenience, and they were trapped in the door. They couldn't get back out of the sliding
Sounds
doors.
like a Stephen King
Oh
novel.
my God.
And so they went and just found everybody crammed against the walls. Yeah, exactly, like The Mist. I think that's a cute little thing. But yeah, I like that. So moving on to our next little tidbit for the day. What Fallout 4 mechanics do you wish you had in real life?
This one's easy.
Oh, wow. Let's
Whoa.
go for it. Sean?
Fast travel, right?
Yeah.
I could wake up at 8:30 and be here at 8:31. Like, that would be amazing.
No BART, no
Yeah.
Muni.
Well, I mean, I don't take public transport as it is. I hear it's terrible here in the San Francisco area.
Are you a driver?
I drive.
Oh, okay.
I lived in
So
LA for a long time, so I drive all the time. I'm just used to it. Plus, like, I go out a lot with my friends, and I can't imagine a bunch of times they're like, "Hey, I got to roll out. I can't stay for another drink because my train's leaving," and I'm like, "That sucks, man. I can't. Doesn't even cross my mind."
Remember,
Yeah,
you'd
but-
have to explore it before you could fast travel to it.
True, but I mean, I've been here.
That's true. But the good thing with public transportation is that you can get super drunk and you don't have to worry about driving.
That's true, but I mean, you live in a
fast
city
travel
where you
drunk?
can Uber.
Right?
Yeah, but you
here's
don't
a-
always land in the right place.
Here's
that
a
would be funny.
scary thought to be alone with when you're thinking about when you're fast traveling in real life. What's your loading screen like?
Ooh, wow.
What do you see?
I see.
Think about that when you go to sleep tonight.
I had the most horrible nightmare the
As
other
long
night.
as I just got Diamond City Radio.
I dreamt that
right?
I dreamt I got this big like fertilizer bag, and I opened it up, and spiders and huge
Bye.
white cockroaches
Ew.
crawled out of it all over
Why are
me.
you telling us this?
Because of his loading screen. I'm afraid that's what mine would be. Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, they were what they looked like. They looked like Ika,
I don't know.
like
Let's-
squid nigiri with
let's,
legs.
A few times in my life, I've
Keep
had
going.
extremely terrifying, vivid dreams, but most of the time they're just funnily random. Like the other day, when I went to BlizzCon, I was really sad that I missed Max's Halloween Star Wars party.
Yeah.
And then weeks later, actually like last week, I had a dream that I was at the party, but I was the only one in costume, and I felt terrible.
So
Too
it's like
late,
the
even in
reverse
your dreams.
version of the naked dream from high
Yeah.
school.
I was like, I thought this was a Star Wars party, and everyone was like, "You're an idiot."
That's awesome. So let's see. That's the loading. I think the loading screen is our deepest fears. That's what we've decided.
Why? Mine would
What's-
be nice things.
What's yours?
Pikachu's or cake.
Just like
Anime
aimlessly
girls.
flying by.
You're the best.
My Queen Satsuki. I don't know.
What about aspects of real life? That's amazing.
Going back.
No, the loading screen's great. I actually really love that. If your life had a loading screen.
Yeah, a little terrifying. But I think beyond the obvious choice,
Yeah.
I think having a similar stealth mechanic would be hilarious. And the
Where
way
you
it
crouch?
works, to just crouch to stealth and goes like, what? Where'd
Yeah,
you go?
where'd
What?
you go?
And just like,
Yeah,
Just grab things off people's desks.
it'd be infinitely useful.
I know.
You can crouch anywhere.
You can crouch just about
People
any
will be
place. you go.
honest, like for that moment, they'll just go like, wait, was someone talking to me?
Yeah,
Where did Brennan go? Oh well, go back to my desk.
yeah.
What about you, Miranda?
I just thought of something really sad.
What is it?
I don't want companions, so I could have an automatic best friend. That will stay with me forever and not friend dump me.
I think we need a hide button for this podcast.
Well, that.
Welcome to Sadcast.
And now that Miranda's brought us all into the holiday spirit, We move on to
Someone love
our
me?
next
Wait,
question.
we didn't get Miranda's.
That was hers.
What? Oh, companion all the time.
Companion all the
Okay.
time. So
have
she's
someone who-
so she's not alone at
Not
Christmas.
not like a lover, just like a best friend.
Yeah.
She just wants to travel with you and just be
Just
there for you always.
dying like Bridget Jones, alone with her cats. Just no,
probably.
It's gonna be no, definitely not.
Kind of
Definitely
hang out with
not.
video game characters.
Fallout 4's funniest moments. I think we just had one of them. What are Fallout 4's funniest moments? What are the things that have really struck you?
Crashing vertebrates.
Oh, why do you enjoy that so much?
Because like the Brotherhood of Steel is supposed to be like this really awesome military group, and like they're supposed to be really badass and stuff, and they just die all
I
the
think they have
time.
the worst pilots.
They get shot down always. They're like, no, we gotta go. I gotta go and save them. I can kill the super mutants for it. It's fine. They just get shot down
Vertebrate
anyway.
goes
What's
down.
that? There's a rat roach in that basement?
Yeah, like it's happened before. Like it'll just hit me. I'm like, what? I ran out the way. Like it's just an extra piece just comes flying. Just
How long before the Brotherhood vertebrates are modded into dragons? I keep waiting for that to happen.
They gotta be running out of those things.
Yeah.
They've crashed like 800 of them in like 2 days.
They do seem to run out pretty quickly. Okay, so yes, crashing vertebrates are funny. Anything else?
There's this there's this melee damage perk that has or is it a bat? I can't actually remember.
It's the melee bat perk,
Yeah,
yeah.
the melee bat perk has a chance to like send enemies flying.
Yeah.
That's just the best thing ever. I make the home run noise in my head when I hit people, and they just go flying over like buildings and stuff.
What's the home run noise?
Oh, in Smash Brothers with Ness and his bat.
Oh, the whoosh thing. Yeah. I hear the RBI baseball music. That boom, 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 boom.
That's much too elaborate.
Yeah,
anytime
so-
I see someone just like going off in the distance, it's like Team Rocket's blasting off again. I'm like, bye.
I think I told the story on maybe the first episode, but I was by the dump one day, very early on when I was playing the game, and a mole rat burst up from its hole, and I hit it just as it burst out, and it just flew over the horizon, just kept going, and just flew off into space and vanished. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
I liked that one a lot. That was a cute moment. Brendan, you had any funny ones?
I got a couple. I had to write them down because I kept forgetting them and I remember them later. There's a couple that unintentional, intentional game bugs, and like in game. So I think slightly intentional one that I kind of made myself was very early in the main quests. There's a part where you kind of get into a standoff after you're leaving a place. And they're like, there's an option to kind of resolve it kind of peacefully if you're really good with charisma. I didn't like them anyway, but I found that things can be funny if you choose to ignore conversations by just walking away.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
So there was a point where they're like, okay, well, we're going to give you to like 10 seconds to get here. And while they're saying this, I just start walking. I'm like, okay, just going to start planting mines everywhere. And he's like, 10, 9, okay, just hang on. All right. And like I get to like the entrance of the place. And then like I just hit like 2. I'm like, okay, throw a grenade in. The whole place explodes.
Oh my gosh,
Beautiful.
that's smart.
Yeah,
Love
because
that.
they were bound to like finish their conversation. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay,
I'm just
sure
gonna
you
lay
can.
mine.
All these lines. That's
That's
awesome.
lovely.
As far as in-game humor, I found one that really made me laugh was there's a consumer electronics place that's full of deactivated robots, and you can find like 2 terminals. One of them activates all the robots, and one of them shuts them all off and like deactivates like their combat mode. So I was like, oh, I'll go down first and I'll just activate them all. So I do that, and then they're all like, oh, kill everything. So I ran back up to get the other terminal, and I find the entry to disable their combat parameters. Click on it, it says, boss, I quit.
Oh. Wow. I don't think I found this.
Yeah, the guy quit before coding it.
Oh, that's lovely.
So
That's
just like,
amazing.
F you, I quit.
That's
So
adorable.
you're stuck in a room full of robots who are trying to kill you.
That's funny. I like
And-
that one a lot.
My latest one last night, which was self-made humor, the fact that you can't move things in your settlement that are too heavy, which annoys me. Even though they should be able to move, like I was in the Starlight Drive-In.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a bunch of corpses and skeletons
Yeah,
everywhere.
I know what you're talking about.
So I couldn't move the skeleton, but I wanted to build like a foundation. So I'm just trying to push it towards like the little like water in the middle. And eventually I was able to push it by using my spiked chain baseball bat and sticking up the skeleton's pelvis.
Oh, and you just like so you stuck a baseball bat up his butt.
Bethesda has done terrible things to me.
And
They have made me a monster.
We'll stop right there with
amazing.
that one. We'll get some. Oh, by the way, that question came from A.K. Reed, who said, "Question for the Vault: What's your favorite funny moment in Fallout? Huge fan. Please answer my question on the show."
We did it. it.
AK, you're welcome. Yep, there we are. So thank you very much, AK. Finally here, let's look at some reader mail. We got a little bit today. In answer to our question about your favorite weapon names, we had a couple here. One's from Ryan Jamerson. He built a laser rifle that did fire damage, kind of a lot like a couple of people in this room did. He named that Man's Red Flower.
It's good.
I like that one a lot, too. But I think my favorite one that I got of these from the weapons name, the best weapon name I have ever settled on, according to Cade514, Rudy Tooty, Point and Shooty.
That's awesome.
I think that's adorable. So that's very cute. Eldar Basic says, to answer Dussault's question, my Fallout companion was McCready because he's the perfect Batman-esque sidekick. Try it.
Yeah.
And he does kind of have that going on. You agree?
Yeah, so, I think for the most part, I still like Nick because of the detective sidekick aspect. But yeah, McCready's a good Batman sidekick. But he likes people when they steal, so that's not really Batman.
That is well, Batman's kind of sneaky and ninja, though.
I steal a lot of stuff, so anyone who judges me for stealing, I throw them out.
Go ahead with McCready. You'll like him.
I love this quote out of context. I just want to put like that with no show on it. Just I steal a lot of stuff. So
Sean Finnegan.
Sean Finnegan. One thing I would love, according to Biggie Talls, and maybe it exists, and I hope you bring up in the show, is the ability to see where your companions are.
That would be nice.
Oh yeah,
I lost Valentine for about 3 days.
Yeah.
There's definitely that, like, where did I leave dog meat? Like,
Exactly.
which one of the settlements is,
Why isn't this a menu?
There's a thing for power armor.
yeah.
Why not companions?
I know it's one of those things. Just like, guys, really. I mean, floating bears and mole rats jumping up through the air and game-breaking bugs I can live with, but I want a menu to know where McCready is. That's all I got to say.
I want a dog whistle and a synth whistle and a human whistle.
Yeah, I just want a menu where I can summon companions and switch them out.
Yeah, and it's kind of annoying when you're like, okay, my first settlement got full. Now I have to send people somewhere else.
Yeah.
I hope I find them.
Also, there's no greater hell than being over encumbered and trying to talk to your companion. They keep walking in front of you, just like just stop moving, stop. Hey.
I feel. Oh, go ahead.
I definitely hate the over encumbered thing. Like, there's been a time where I've literally, like, I've tiptoed all the way back to Sanctuary because I couldn't fast travel, and I was like, none of this stuff I can throw away. Because I had found some power armor, and I was like, I gotta carry it back. So I was just like, I did the whole, like, I leaned my phone on my controller thing and just, like, sat it down, and I just walked in a straight line for like 10 minutes.
Tal was telling me he's gotten to the point where he can carry more without power armor than with it.
What?
And because of that, now when he puts on power armor, sometimes he has to drop equipment.
Yeah.
Why would you carry that much with you anyway? So you're like around 150 pounds, you're good.
I try.
Because craftifites like just carry so much crap. I've learned that.
There's a funny trick I did in Fallout 3, but I don't know if you can do it in Fallout 4. I'd probably find it. You find a shopping cart, you dump all your stuff in the shopping cart, and you push the shopping cart.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I haven't tried it in this one because I haven't found a shopping cart. There might be the super
Power Shopper. I didn't know about that one. Ladies and gentlemen, your total diversion for the day.
Oh, no.
If you had to live in a universe with either and only peanut butter or jelly, you can't have them both ever again. Only one exists. Peanut butter or jelly.
Not even a contest for me.
Peanut butter. Why peanut butter?
It's my peanut butter.
It's my peanut butter.
I can't have Reese's without peanut butter.
That's a real good point.
Jelly.
Oh, okay. So you can't have Reese's without peanut butter. You're going jelly.
It's more versatile. You can put it on more things and do more things with it.
What are some things you can put jelly on?
Bread.
Bread? What else?
Put them in cookies.
Pie. You put jelly on your pie?
Well, it's in pies.
It can be.
It's in pie.
If you
That's
want
right. You
it.
got jelly in pie. Okay, so
Yeah.
bread, pie. What else?
I don't know.
Records?
Foods.
Give them cookies.
Only on
Vinyl?
two things.
Yeah.
Vinyl?
Hey, that's two more things than peanut butter.
You can put peanut butter in pie and on bread.
That's
I've
true.
already
So
matched
far,
you.
this is even.
You put peanut butter on
So I need a
vegetables,
I really need
on
a
celery,
third one.
you can
Celery?
fruit.
Yeah.
Apples?
Yes.
Celery's
You can
gross.
put any peanut butter on anything. You put your mind to it.
I think he's winning this mental duel right
So-
now. What's going on?
I vote jelly because if you don't have jelly, then you don't have fruit. I'd rather live without peanuts.
What if-
than
Oh, no,
fruit.
you still got fruit. Just
Are you
jelly.
sure?
Jelly's just
Sweet.
never been invented. No one's
But
ever
if
invented
you
jelly.
You just like
You just squish them.
It explodes.
squish it
You
in.
can't
No,
have jelly.
I'm sorry. It's like that.
like peanut butter-
It's like the
but
invention of the
peanut butter's
lie.
so
Nobody's
gross.
ever thought it up.
It disappears from the universe
Well,
when you
I
squish
still
it.
I still stick with jelly. Like
still-
I don't. Peanut butter's fine.
Why jelly? You and Sean are both jelly.
It's peanut butter's okay. I'd rather have jelly.
It's too
jelly?
thick.
It's too
man.
thick. It's dry. It's not.
Yeah, you can't. I'm immediately thirsty after like
Yeah.
even just touching it.
You don't
Jelly
want to give dogs
Sucks all
jelly.
of the liquid and
That's
moisture
fine.
out
My
of
dog
you.
doesn't need jelly.
So
But your dog wants peanut butter.
It's not getting peanut butter.
the correct
get some
answer
chicken.
is peanut butter.
Thank you.
Because I still have jam, and jam is greater than jelly. In my world.
The same thing.
Yeah. No. Get off my show.
Wait, I don't know the difference. It just
No.
know the difference
I'll
either.
explain this later.
Gelled fruit products.
Yeah. Jam is an order of magnitude greater than jelly. we
Sounds
gotta
like
get
you're
you some
just
jam.
jelly.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get you some jam. That's so good. It's like jelly, but it's all chunky and fruity and it's so
Isn't jelly also
good.
chunky sometimes?
To another dimension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's so
Just
good.
have a podcast where we cry about not having companions in real life and eat jelly. And
But you were right about the Reese's thing.
On
Definitely.
podcast sometime.
I think
Next
Sean was
episode.
convincing me until you pointed out that you can also put peanut butter on all those things.
Yeah, if you're like an idiot and you like to eat celery
Like, who
with
would
peanut
want
butter.
peanut butter and cake?
I don't know.
Sounds
yeah.
gross.
Never done that.
Had you not went to the cheese factory and had their peanut butter cheesecake?
It's
Oh, that is
cheesecake,
really
not
good.
cake.
But it's part cake.
Yeah.
There is a cake there.
not
That is
straight
really
cake, though.
really good. Yeah, the best. Also, there's this place called Dear Dutchman in Eastern Ohio. They have the best peanut butter pie on the planet Earth.
go get
If
some
you're
cake
over
right
there, go get some. It's
Just don't
amazing.
really care for peanut butter that much.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
I
just
understand
fine.
that. I understand. We're going to talk about jam later, though. Definitely.
Okay.
You're gonna like some jam. All right. So there's the total diversion, and moving on. Plugs. What do you guys want to plug today? We'll start with Brendan actually, because I know he's got something.
I've got a plug. Starting tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 8th.
And when they're hearing this, this
Ninth.
will actually be today.
Ninth? Probably,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, when they're
So
hearing this,
starting
tomorrow's
this
today.
Wednesday, I will be part of a streaming marathon, 12 days of Zelda marathons for charity. It's like 9 streamers playing for 12 days straight, including myself, on the website videoshorts.com, VIDYA shorts.com. And we'll be doing
Video.
all sorts of fun things for Child's Play charity, going to the kids. If you donate, we'll do crazy things in game, like I will probably dress up in a Christmas tree outfit and wrap myself in lights.
Yep.
Maybe spray my hair pink because Link to the Past hair was pink.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay, so we definitely everybody check this out.
12
We
whole
will-
days. Check it out.
Go and help
For the
kids out.
childers.
Right, exactly, for the childers and for the embarrassment of Brendan.
Yes.
Because
And others.
his stretch goals are marvelous. So we'll have to check that out. What do you got, Sean?
Me and Ryan McCaffrey got to go see Eve Valkyrie for VR, Oculus Rift on the consumer retail version. It's really, really cool. Like, very, very polished. We did, like a 20-minute commentary over it. So that'll be going live tomorrow or Thursday? Thursday the 10th. Yeah. So check out IGN.com for
We're all
that.
unsure on dates right now.
Yeah. Well,
What
What
day
is
supposed to be?
time?
recording podcasts and posting
tomorrow. It
videos
goes
on
up
the internet
tomorrow.
is like it's a time
okay.
machine.
It's fine.
But what if they see this like weeks from now? It's not.
You'll
next
miss my
Thursday
charity. What's
then.
wrong with you? Go back in time and donate.
Yeah, but check that out. It's really cool. It's a first-person like VR space combat thing. Very awesome stuff. So that'll be live Thursday. And then follow me on Twitter at I'm Finnegan. Tell me your stories about Halo and Destiny and Fallout because I love talking about that. Or movies. Talk to me about movies.
All right, we'll talk to you about movies. Miranda, what about you?
Going up today, in addition to Vault, is IGN Anime Club, and we've been working on that for a long time. And we had Katie Cassard on. She did all our art for Anime Club, and she also helped come up with the name. So it was a fun episode.
She does all the cool art.
Yeah, we talked about anime teens.
Them anime teens.
Yeah, so
dope.
where are their parents?
Right, well,
Oh,
that's true. Where are they?
teams. I thought you said
Teens.
teams.
Not teens.
Oh,
you're
you're
right.
right.
Anime
Nobody
teens were like
has
Z
parents.
Fighters.
They're like Charlie Brown parents, just like mom, mom, mom,
they're just
mom.
gone.
Yeah,
Team
there's that.
7
What
from
about
Naruto.
Nanny from Muppet Babies? Just like two legs.
not-
Where is
Anime.
Ash Ketchum's dad?
No.
I mean, they're theories.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are no parents. I can't wait to hear this.
Japan?
This
Yeah, it was
is
fun.
exciting. I'm going to watch that. As for me, Brian Albert, former IGN editor, now public relations person extraordinaire, and I worked together to count a bunch of really stupid things in Star Wars, and now we're making these really stupid videos out of them. And one of those is every flip in Star Wars, which just went up. I think there are 85 of them in the 6 movies. People in Star Wars flip a lot, and it's really just the dummest
It's
I
thing.
good
commend you
video.
both doing the work that needs to be done.
to do that. Well,
We need scientific studies on this.
We needed 2 pairs of eyes because a lot of these are way back in the background, and we don't want to things.
Really intense background shots too. I was like, man, I wouldn't have spotted that.
Yeah, I just hope we got them all. We worked really hard, and we counted a lot of stuff. There's going to be a whole series that's going up. Times R2D2 saves the day, a bunch of other things coming. So if you want to watch that, really would appreciate it. Twitter handles, Miranda, you are
At Havoc goes with a K.
Brennan
At Raga_Fraga.
Sean, once again, yours.
Yeah, I'm Finnegan.
And I am Petty Comma Jared. Please direct your communiques toward that address if you wish, or to any of these other fine folks here. Thank you so much for watching or listening or whatever else you're doing.
Absorbing via osmosis.
Via osmosis. Please give us 6 stars on iTunes if at all possible, and if not, a mere 5 will do. Thank you so very much for being a part of the audience and a part of the show. And until next time, everybody ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to start.
What?
Enjoy your apocalypse.